Welcome back to the Elestrals realm. Today we're doing a pretty sick deck profile on ARTEMIS ANTITAN right here. And you can see the deck has done pretty well for me. I haven't played in a while, but when I played it was doing very fantastic. So today we're going to go over the deck profile, kind of what's in it and why, and then we're going to show off the deck in a Clash online and see how we do. Let's just start by looking at the deck itself and the collection. This is actually like the only deck I've built so far, and I have blinged out the Ardbud card. This is one of my favorite decks to play, is the ANTITAN ARTEMIS variant. Starting off, we have one ANTITAN, of course. This is our boss monster. He's very good. We'll just start at the beginning as far as how you get into him with Ardbud. Ardbud here, when you cast him, the effect kind of reads backwards. The second half of the effect says, when Ardbud receives one or more Earth, you can search your deck for a 1-spirit insect Elestral and add it to your hand. Pretty cool. I'll show you which Elestral we're adding to get the most out of this effect. And then if you disenchant from an insect card on your board, you can ascend to Ardvarm, who will then search for any insect card you want. You can use him to target and destroy an insect Elestral on the board. It can be yours or your opponent's, and you can ascend to ANTITAN. ANTITAN is going to let you discard an insect card from your hand to target and destroy a card up to 2 times in a turn. While there is an insect Elestral on the board at all, ANTITAN is unaffected by opponent's Elestral effects. Now, this card is very strong, and he's quite easy to get into almost immediately, especially if your opponent doesn't know that it's coming. So let's explain how we're getting there. But first, we have our support here. We have 2 base set Viscerus. This card's just insane on its own. It can fit in pretty much any deck. It gets +1 for each Viscerus, and if it destroys another Elestral in battle, then you can just cast a second Viscerus, which is why it's limited to 2, because 3 of these get out of hand in a deck. But there is a new variant of Viscerus, Firestorm Viscerus, and this one gets also +1 for each Viscerus on the field. But while you have another Viscerus on your board, he is unaffected by counter runes. So the idea is to get one of these out, maybe 2 of them, and then for your third one, if they kill again, you go into this guy. And then we have the lovely Ashdrabbit, sort of one of the best cards in the game. When you cast it with 1 or more Thunder, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and then shuffle the rest. Just great to see what you got on the top of your deck and add the best card out of them. Next up is Galaxy Champion of Poseidon. This card's just good. Again, it goes in any deck, kind of like the Ashdrabbit or the Viscerus. When you cast, or when it receives 1 or more water, you can swap every Elestral on the board's attack and defense, which ANTITAN is actually immune to if there's another insect on board, which is funny. Just great card, even though this is nowhere near a water deck, just like this is nowhere near a thunder deck. Both of these cards belong in this deck just for being very good 1-drops. And here is the sauce, Spectre's Champion of Artemis. Now, this is in a 1-drop insect Elestral, which means it is searchable off of Ardbud, just like either Viscerus is. But what's special about this one here, is that it can be special cast from your hand with Lunar if your opponent has at least 1 suppressed card. So maybe you can start to see where the sauce comes in here. This card's very good. This will be your target almost all the time off of Ardbud, because you'll be able to special cast it next to the Ardbud to disenchant, to go into Ardvarm, and then do the same thing again by searching another Spectrus and then disenchanting and going into ANTITAN. But I will explain how we do that in just a moment. After that, of course, we have regular Spectrus at 3. It's just a good card to have. Can take care of a lot of cards that have effects. When this Spectrus enters battle, it can suppress that Elestral, and it'll also gain +1 attack for each suppressed Elestral on the field. So that's pretty good. Getting into our runes, we have 1 of Hurricane, because it's limited to 1. This will just destroy all face-down runes. It's very good. That's why they limited it. Even though it is a Wild Spirit soup here, you can make it work in just about any deck still, because it is still worth it to cast it once. It can just win you the game. Next we have Earthquake, also limited to 1. We're playing in Earth, so we pretty much have to run this, but it is as simple as it says. Target and destroy an Elestral. Very good card. You can see why it's limited to 1. Organ's Gaze, 3 of in every deck. This is just an Omni negate, pretty much. It's going to stop an Elestral from doing something as far as effect or attack or ascending, anything like that. Got your Ambrosia, which is just your free heal card, also a 3 of in every deck. 1 spirit to heal 3, so you get up 2, and you can also, let's say you have only Fire Spirits left and you need Earth Spirits. You can use 1 of your Fire Spirits to heal 3 Earth Spirits. Then we have Artemis, which is the other major point of this deck. Artemis, when you cast it, you can enchant up to 3 additional Lunar to it, meaning you can get up to 4 total. You can disenchant 1 Lunar from this Artemis to target and suppress an opponent's face-up card until the end phase. And this is how we will fuel this part of the deck. So basically, the entire deck just needs you to see 1 Ardbud plus 1 Artemis, and those are the only 2 cards you need to get into to see ANTITAN, provided your opponent has no response. And that is why this deck is so strong. Moving on, we have Poison Tipped Arrow at a 2, I believe. just good counter rune to have. Pandora's Box I don't think is in the game yet. Let me see. No, Pandora's Box is not in the game, or else these poison-tipped arrows would be, or else these poison-tipped arrows would probably be Pandora's Boxes. This deck list pretty much applies if you want to build it in the physical card game. There's some minor tweaks, and the biggest one is I would change Poison-Tipped Arrow to Pandora's Box. Everything else you could probably keep the exact same. And then, of course, Shield of Achilles. It can bounce back an Elestral if they try to swing at you. And Tsunami. We're already running the water for the Galaxy, so might as well run the Tsunami, switch all non-water enchanted Elestrals to defense position. And that is it for the playable cards. The Spirit deck is pretty simple. 7 Atlas, 3 Zaptor, 1 Lycoris, which is literally just for the Hurricane, 3 Leviathan to get your plays out of your Tsunamis or Galaxies, and your 6 Owloons for your Suppression and your Aardvark and ANTITAN and your Artemis. So with all that laid out, let's actually check out how the deck does. We're going to play 1 or 2 games, so I'll kind of feel it out. Alright, looks like we're going second, and the sound effects are way too loud for my ears. This is not a fantastic hand. We do have some back row, and we have a rabbit to see what's on the top, but we don't really have much to progress our strategy. So I'm actually going to gamble as far as mulliganing, and we're going to throw an earth and a water. Let's go ahead and mulligan that. Especially if we're going second and our opponent doesn't know what's coming. If we can see the Ardbud and something. The Ardbud's really what we're hoping for. I think this is pretty good. We have plenty of back row, and we have a Galaxy to respond on next turn, so let's keep this. Alright, time to see what they're playing. Oh, they're playing Den Turbo, it looks like. Okay. We're not going to have a whole lot of... we're not going to have a huge chance to respond to this. If they just... Okay, no, we're totally fine. They just have an Ursicle on board. Okay. We're definitely going to drop a ton of counter runes. Yeah, let's, yep, okay. Little Clash quirks. We're not going to do that, and we'll set this one, because I want to leave one open. I don't want to have to pop a back row, but I want to be able to use whatever I need. I think we're just going to cast a Galaxy, and we're going to go for effects to attempt to hit over this Ursicle, especially because there's no back row. We're just going to take advantage of that fact. So we'll go battle. And this is not playing the ANTITAN strategy. This is just playing the good stuff in the deck, which is just the Galaxy. Because there's no point in casting the Ardbud if I don't have the Artemis to suppress any cards to ascend to ANTITAN. However, if I did see an Artemis, that would have been a perfect hand, and we would have had ANTITAN this turn. So hopefully I get the chance to show that off. Our opponent's thinking here. What's he going to do against a Galaxy? What's he going to do when I Tsunami the Ursicle? Okay, he's just going to cast Ursicle again. We are going to Gorgon's Gaze this, because I don't want him to search that other piece he's missing. However, I don't know if I have to wait until he casts it fully. Okay, yeah, I have to wait until he casts it fully. Then I can respond to it. Okay, so we're going to Gorgon's Gaze this, because I do not want to deal with Den Turbo. I think we're going to keep the Water Spirit for the Tsunami. We'll dump a Thunder Spirit because we have not seen a Rabbit yet. And the Earth isn't as valuable as the... Yeah, skip that. As the Lunar is. Okay, he's suppressed. So that's just going to suppress him, negate any effects he would have had, and he would have had an effect to basically search the deck for the missing piece he needs to turbo out a bear, a massive bear that just blows up the board and hits for a bunch of damage. Luckily, we had plenty of back row to respond with, and we had the Gorgon's Gaze. So, yep, they're not going to be able to do anything. Okay, and Ambrosia is a card. That's actually fairly good. We can set this card. Skip. So, I think our best course of action here is going to be to re-enchant the Galaxy for effect. We're going to swap around again. We're going to skip that. We're going to Ambro because we have no Water Spirits now. Yep, there you go. Cast it. We will use... At this point, we'll use a Thunder Spirit. We have not seen our Rabbit. Alright, here we go. We're going to grab back a Water, an Earth, and Earth. We're not missing a ton of Spirits, but after mulliganing, we do want to kind of get back up on Spirits. Skip that. So our Tsunami is live again, and we can go battle. And we can swing the Galaxy over. We'll skip that. Skip that. Okay, we're seeing a Volcaries. I don't think I want to do anything about that yet. I think I'll wait to see what he searches for, because he's likely going to search for Hephaestus and then search for an artifact to hit over. I assumed this was Den Turbo. This may not be Den Turbo. Yep, there's the Hephaestus. We're still going to skip. We're going to wait till we enter the battle phase. Skip. And also, even if I hadn't had the Ambrosia, I could have just Tsunami'd off of the Galaxy, given it's got 2 spirits. But let's see what the heck he's going to do here. He's going to search. I wonder what... Probably a Torch of Hestia. I don't know if that's in the game yet. Yep, Torch of Hestia. Okay, so this is going to buff his attack by 2, and when he swings, he's going to be able to foretell 3 cards off the top of his deck. If he had Hestia on board, he could add a fire card to hand, but because this is Hephaestus, he's just going to get the attack boost, which is fine, because we are just going to Tsunami him as soon as he swings. But we're still in the main phase. We're going to wait until we enter the battle phase just in case. Now we're in the battle phase and he's choosing to swing. We are going to trigger the Tsunami. Water, confirm. Because that's just going to be an easy target to hit. And also it's going to give us an opportunity if we draw... Oh, what just oh, that's the foretell. Oh, this is... Okay, I don't know what this deck is. This is very interesting. Just saw Cryovern and I think Cryo Scorch. Alright, he's in defense. So now we are hoping to draw our out for Ardbud. Or just about anything to progress our strategy, because he's actually... Okay, Rabbit is away. Oh boy. So I actually won't have a way... Let's just see what Rabbit gets us. I think we're going to cast it in defense, because we're not hitting over the Volcaries, unfortunately. We're going to go for effects, and we're just looking for Artemis. These are pretty bad. ANTITAN's not fantastic. We can hard ascend over these guys, but it's going to be horribly misenchanted. A shield isn't horrible. I actually think Tsunami's the correct draw here, because we already have a shield and a PTA. And a Tsunami is going to be my favorite response when he goes to... Oh, come on, set the card. Oh, set the card. There we go. Change to defense. I'm just going to bait him into thinking that I have nothing, even though I have 3 back row. And we're going to pass into end phase because we're not hitting over the Volcaries. I could have re-enchanted the Galaxy. No, I actually could not have, because I didn't have any more water spirits. But this isn't meant to be a water deck. We're going to skip that. We don't want a Tsunami yet because he still has the opportunity to cast another Elestral. We want to wait till they get into the battle phase where they can no longer change positions of their Elestrals. I'm curious. Oh, he's searching for another artifact. There's also the possibility they re-enchant the Volcaries with water to try and play around the Tsunami in some way. But in that case, I would just shield. So we're just going to see what we're getting into here. Okay. We actually are not going to Tsunami here. I would like to shield it. And the reason for this is, well, if I draw the Artemis, I can still suppress the Hephaestus for the effect, but I also want to start doing damage, and I don't have anything else to hit over. And I'd like to start proccing that back row. So we're going to actually shield this Volcaries. We'll use an Earth to cast it. And we're going to use a Wind to expend, because I don't think we're worried about Hurricane at this point. They haven't played much back row, and I'm just going to try and bait it out. We're going to skip that. So we're going to shield that, return that to hand. They're going to lose out on 2 spirits. The Torch is gone. And I still have a Hephaestus for a target to actually suppress. Okay, Kinleo, Cryoling, and Shield of Achilles. That is troubling. Yeah, Kinleo's going to be a problem. This is fine. We just get there. Let's see what we draw. Draw phase. And of course we get the Hurricane. That is pretty funny. And I'm out of Thunder Spirits because I dumped them all. So we're in an interesting spot. I think we're just going to expend the draw. We'll dump a Lunar. We got a Spectres. Not going to help us this turn. But what we're going to do is change these to attack. Skip that. And we're just going to attempt to dome for damage. Let's see what they respond with. Okay. We did a little bit of damage. We're sitting... Did they lose 2 spirits there? Oh, I had 2 spirits on the Galaxy. That's right. Okay. We have a slight spirit advantage now. However, that Kinleo is going to be a huge boo-boo. And I'm not excited to deal with it, because they're going to just play the Kinleo, Nexus from Hephaestus, and destroy one of my guys. I will still have 1 guy remaining, because I'll have a Tsunami. Oh no, this is... Okay, we're going Cryoling. This is fantastic for me. Yeah, this is fine. They're going to go Cryoling. When Cryoling gets 6 or more attack, it ascends into Cryovern, and it gets +1 attack for every Frost in the Underworld, so it has a ton of attack. We are not worried about this Cryovern at all. And it's water enchanted, so I goofed up big time. Oh boy! Yeah, we can't do much about that. They water enchanted the Cryovern to play around Tsunami, which is smart! And I have to take 1 damage now. So at this point, we're hoping to get there. Skip that. Let's see what we can draw to get us out of this mess. This can get us out of the mess, provided we don't have any back row that actually cause us an issue. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cast Ardbud in defense. And we're going to go effect. And we're going to see if they have a response to it. It looks like they don't. We're going to grab Spectrus. So far, it looks like he doesn't have a response. So we're going to go Artemis. We're only going to suppress one card, I believe. If we do 2, that gives me enough for 2 Spectrus and 1... Okay, we're going to put 2 on the Artemis, which is a little risky. 1 at first, and then we'll enchant and add a second one. And that's just so we can get the effect going again if we'd like. So we'll do this. We'll add 1 more Lunar. Skip that. And then we are going to go Artemis effect, disenchant, target the... we're going to do the Cryovern, and the reason we're doing the Cryovern, because obviously it's misenchanted and has no effect to begin with. We're not scared of the effect. We're scared of our opponents using a back row to get rid of something so they no longer have a suppressed card. And Hephaestus is easy. If they played, like, say, a Gorgon's Gaze, they could just use one off the Hephaestus, and my suppressed card is gone for my target for my Spectrus. So we're going to do the Cryovern, so in the event they want to Gorgon's Gaze, I mean the Ardbud anyway, they're trying to get rid of the suppressed target. Oh, what are we doing? Yeah, special cast, please. Yep, put like that, and we'll put in defense just in case. However, I don't think it's super going to be a problem. It's looking like they don't have a response. We're going to go Ardbud effects, disenchant from the Spectres to ascend. And let's see what happens here. Looks like we're going clean. We're going to go into Ardvarm. Those might be false back row. I'm not really sure. We'll go... yes, we'll search our deck. We'll add a Lunar to him. We're going to cast in... Uh-oh. Okay, I don't know what happened there. It just chose for me. That was a little scary. Okay, thank God the effect is working so far. I've had this effect just not work. We're going to grab another Spectrus. Skip that. And because we still have a suppressed card on their board, we can just cast another Spectrus that we searched. We'll put him in attack. I don't really care at this point. We either get there or we don't. We're still getting no response. We're going to go target and destroy an insect Elestral to ascend. We're going to target our Spectrus. Let's see if they have a response. They do not. This is interesting. Okay, so we will special ascend to ANTITAN. What are we looking at? Oh, we need to go to deck. What is wrong with you? Scared the crap out of me. Okay. Yes. Yes. We're going to add our Earth to him. Cast him in attack. Now, I still haven't decided if we're going to hit over yet, and obviously we're hurting on spirits here. I think our best move here is going to be to go ANTITAN effect to discard an Insect Elestral to target the Cryovern. Oh. Okay. Never mind. We did not get the opportunity because it rushed us into the battle phase. So we're just going to risk hitting over the Cryovern and hope nothing comes of it. If there's a shield, there's a shield. What I would have done is just blown up the Cryovern with the ANTITAN effect, but it rushed me. Argo, interesting. Let's see what they cast, because this is going to put them down on spirits a bit. If they cast a Necklace of Harmonia, I think I can still trigger... Yeah, okay, it is Necklace of Harmonia. Okay, so I believe... Okay, so that's going to be +5. That's going to put them to 12. I'm only on 11. Oh, Lord, this sucks. Our best bet is going to be... Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm losing the ANTITAN. Well, we've been outplayed. Again, I would have blown up the Cryovern if I was given enough time, and then just swung for 4. But now we're losing the ANTITAN, so boo-hoo, na-na-na, boo-boo. This stinks. We might not be completely over. Oh, no, we are. It's Water Enchanted. This is pretty much GG's. Again, if I would have been able to blow up the Cryovern, they wouldn't have been able to play the Argo, and they would have had nothing to equip anything to. But at this point, it is pretty much GG's. Well done. And there's the game loss. Actually, I suppose we could Ambro and come back, but I have no idea what we would come back with. Yeah, we have no spirits to play anything. And that is GG's. Well done. Well, today we learned that I messed up a whole bunch, and the game doesn't want me to give explanations while I play, because it didn't give me enough time to explain. And so I'm blaming everybody except myself. The deck is good. It's not my fault. It's your fault. And that's it. Go build the deck. Go try it out. Change a couple cards around. You can also put Arachne's Lair in there. That's a pretty fun thing. You can also put a Artemis Searcher if you want Fondlet in there. It's also pretty fun. Go do it. Go make it happen. Go win where I couldn't. Go beat the Cryovern where I didn't PTA it. And I should have known it was going to be Water Enchanted. And I also could have saved that Gorgon's Gaze earlier for the Ardbud to play the Spectruses. But I didn't because I messed up. Bye. And subscribe.